Hello beautiful beings of YouTube, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a reading about the financial situation for our international global collective journey. So let's take a look at the first 3 cards to see where we're at, why it's happening and what we can do about it. So as we're all aware, the financial health of the world is going through a major upheaval, and it's challenged everybody at an individual level, and we are being controlled by people at the top. Those who have more money than us seemingly have more power than the general public. It's what they would have you believe. And what we have here is the Hanging Man. Now that's a lot of indication here that we can see that this character is bound, tied up and locked in actually around the ankle. So a lot of the time, you know, back in the old days, they had people chained by the feet so that they could still walk around and have use of their arms, so they were free from the ankle up. So we're looking at this as a way of, you know, what's tying us down? What are you tied to? What debts have you got going on, you know, that are keeping you locked into this scenario that makes you feel powerless? And how can you free yourself, start to minimize those debts, start to reduce everything that's holding you down? You know, looking actually at why are you doing this? Why is this important? Why is this particular debt important to you? Because it seems to be holding you down. So the Hanging Man is about looking at things from a different perspective as well. He's hanging upside down. And, you know, things look different when you're looking at things from upside down, but it's also saying that you're not seeing things clearly. You're not able to see things from the right way up because of these debts, because of these binds, because of these things that are keeping you locked into a trap. Now that's not to say that you're powerless. It's just getting you to question, okay, so why are you doing this? And then why is that reason important? And then why is that reason important? And it's digging down, going into the very core of your beliefs and your values, and whether you're actually living in accordance to those. Now he seems to be very tangled up. There's a few chains that are entangled, you know, around the bar, and what we can see here is it might be a chain of events as well that is keeping you trapped. And I want to share that you are not powerless. It's about looking and becoming aware of your situation and really analysing it, monitoring it from a non-emotional point of view and a non-judgmental point of view, and questioning exactly why you're doing this, and those reasons are also being in question. So it's looking at your situation from a different point of view. Now this is happening at an individual level for everybody, and then that in turn has a major influence as a collective. So we're all going through the same thing, we're all looking at the same thing. We have the sun here. The sun is the representation of our pure self, our true form, everything that we came here to express, that is unencumbered. And the sun is also positioned here on his belt. Now I'm pointing this out because the inside reflects the outside, and the outside reflects the inside. And it's asking you to have a look and see if you're in alignment with your true self, your true nature, and what is holding you back from that. It's not, don't let the news tell you what to think and what to feel and, you know, who you should be following, because really it's in here. It's in your soul self. It's the thing that you came here to express, those values, and everything that you believe in is up for questioning and looking at how it's limiting you and how it's benefiting you and whether it's benefiting the whole. This is also significant because the sun's also significant in this reading because this is the God self. Okay, we're all a expression of the one true being, the one true creative, which is represented here in the belt. So no matter what's going on, no matter what's tying you down, no matter who's tying you down, you are never powerless, because you just need to tune in to that aspect of yourself, the one that is powerful, unconditional, creative, non-judgmental. This is looking at how we think about money as well. There's a lot of masculine energy in the entire reading. Most of this is masculine figures, and I want to make that an important note here, because how we think affects how we feel, and what we think affects how we feel and affects other people involved. So our thinking around money and our thinking, our relationship we have with money is in question. I see the King of Swords here. This is very much to do with mindset. And the King is generally about sovereignty over yourself and everything that you do to create. Money is a tool for creation, but we don't need it. Essentially, we don't need it. It's just a handy tool that helps us create a fair exchange of value. You know, people kill for money, actually. People do all sorts of things about money, which is quite strange, because the tool itself does no harm. It's the driving force behind it. This is a huge reading on why, you know, and I want to share this because when you understand why, you become aware and you get to choose how you want to go forward and whether this is helping everyone. Because when you help yourself and it helps everyone, it becomes a gift that keeps on giving. And when you change your energy, then it changes the energy around your community, and that changes the energy as a whole, as a collective. So there's a macro scale and a micro scale, which we covered here. The reflection of the outside reflecting the inside and vice versa. But the King here, when he is on his game, he's the master. He's mastered everything. And we're talking about the swords here because that's the mental realm. He's mastered his mind, and he's cleared out anything that does not contribute to the universal love, joy and freedom of everyone. It's not an easy journey. We collect our thoughts and our conditioning over a lifetime, so it can take just as long to unravel that and undo it. and untie from such things that have got us into that situation in the first place. This reading is about why, but it's also sharing that you are not powerless, even if you might feel to be so. Even if you feel like the whole world is pushing up against you, you just need to find out the leading cause, what led you into that situation. Because once you let go of that belief, once you let go of that thought, then that result can no longer manifest itself. This one here is showing us celebration and joy and cheer. You know, there's this is in the upright position, but the shadow side of this card is to do with overindulgence and letting things drain out. So where are you spreading yourself thinly? You know, I'm starting to lose my voice as I speak about this particular one. This is a practicality. How are you expressing yourself, and is it beneficial to you and to everyone around you, or is it overindulgence? You know, my throat is starting to feel very hoarse. So where are you sort of feeling choked up and not being able to express yourself? This is where you begin to have a look and unravel your beliefs around this particular thing, because everything that we do to express ourselves in this life, we are creating, we're utilizing anything that we can grab access to, our material resources, the people that we hang around with, is all part of our picture of creation, whatever it is that we came here to create in this life. So on the one hand, looking at where you can express your joy and looking at why there's not enough joy in your life. What is creating that barrier, and how to let that go is a shift in mindset. It's understanding why you're holding on to that in the first place. And there's sometimes a good reason for it. Generally it's to do with a coping mechanism. There's a lot of coping mechanisms around at the moment. We really want to be free. We want to free ourselves from these binds. Okay, we're creative people. We're creators at heart. And sometimes we hold on to others' ideas of what it means to be creative. But the point is to be joyful and to celebrate, and to be filled up with absolute fulfillment. And when you understand that, then the choices that you make will be different, because you're starting to gather the material resources and mindset and whatever you need to create your life. You choose differently, because how you're going in will affect what helps fulfill that, what contributes to that, or what takes you away from it. And we have these three that have come up in this position. We've got the Three of Pentacles. Hidden below it is the Eight of Swords, and below that is the Nine of Swords. So there's a lot of anxiety and worry happening in this particular reading, and it's keeping you trapped. Okay, so it's about letting go of all these worries and fears, because it's keeping you trapped. Okay, and it's forcing you to go in and have a look. Right, you're having to work and create, but you want to create from a place and a foundation that is pure and comes from your God self, not your worries and your fears and your anxieties. They're only thoughts, and you can let those thoughts go. And when you change that, that changes where you send your energies and your efforts. This is a card of creativity. What are you wanting to create? Is that what you want to forge in the fire? The coping mechanism is a way of sort of hiding the cause, the fear. Now, you are all very powerful beings. So regardless of where you are in your stage of life, you are in a position now to take charge and love yourself. Give yourself everything that you needed in those times of crisis. And why is this important in terms of financial health? It changes the way that you think about things. And when you change the way you think, your energy changes. Now, this is a situation where these two people are kind of trapped. This one's trapped by her own nightmares, stuck in bed, stuck in comfort. Okay, and we have the owl here who's about wisdom. He's outside the window, but it's been blocked by all these worries and fears and anxieties. So I just quickly want to share, if you are going through this, to write it down like a report. Think of yourself as a police officer who's taking a report of all the things that you are thinking at that time and why that might be the case. Because we also have this person here as well who is surrounded by these swords. Every sword is a thought, every sword is a belief, and she's blindfolded and bound. So however you're thinking, it's kind of entrapped you, and it's forcing you to look inward and clear it away. Because if you don't, what ends up happening is you're stuck in the comfort of your anxieties, and that will affect what you produce in your life. The focus might be on money and how much more work you need to do, but that can cause a lot of stress. So you have the options. What are you trying to manifest here? What do you want to forge in the fire? Because it's a lot of time, energy and effort contributing towards something that is built on anxiety and fear, when our whole journey is about joy and celebration, but not overindulging. Some of this overindulgence can be because we have anxieties and fears. Is it an easy journey to look inward and be honest with ourselves? No. But is it freedom that you really want, and more joy and more love? Definitely. And when you let go of all those fears and worries and anxieties, you can journal them out. You write them down. You have a look at them a few days later, and you ask yourself why. Why is this important? Why am I holding on to this? Why am I benefiting from this? Why is it limiting me? Why am I choosing to hold on to it? What would life look like if I let that go? It's a process, and you just take each step at a time, and when the energy on the inside changes, you're more aligned to who you truly are and what you came here to express, and that in turn affects your accessibility to the abundance that you so desire. It takes you away from the binds that you've found yourself in. You're never ever powerless. Globally, we all need to do this, because as we do this from an individual level, we free ourselves, and that in turn frees everybody. So if you like this reading, give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, drop them in the box below. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.